Hey everyone, this is Jeff from Metal Guy Reacts, back to bring you another reaction video. Today I'm really excited. I'm going to be listening to my next BTS sort of introduction video. So today I'm going to listen to and watch a video that came highly recommended. This is BTS, Introduction to BTS, Part 1. Now, this is by xCeleste. Now, I'll put a link below to her original video, so go check out her channel. She's doing what looks like really cool stuff. This is my first video of hers that I'm reacting to, but she's making really comprehensive, it appears, comprehensive videos about BTS. So thank everyone so much for this recommendation. I know there was another one called Who is BTS? I may react to that one as well, but I had heard from a lot of people that this one might be a little more updated, might have a little more information. So real excited to check this out. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that right now. It helps me so much. I'm listening to BTS, other K-pop, pop, rap, hip-hop, all sorts of fun stuff. So come watch some music videos with me. We'll have a really good time. And yeah, let's jump into this. This is BTS, Introduction to BTS, Part 1.
How many of you have heard of BTS?
Who is BTS and why are they so popular? BTS is a 7-member group from South Korea. While the words boy band are often associated with the image of screaming teen girls, that is far from reality. First, there's nothing wrong with being a young person showing love for something you enjoy. But what if I told you about 24% are in their 20s, 28% are in their 30s, and 21% are in their 40s. Take a closer look at this age and gender demographic for BTS's 2020 Map of the Soul ticket sales. Females ages 25 and up made 46% of web traffic, and 31% were males. BTS's fans, named ARMY, will often tell you BTS is not your typical boy band. And why? To get a better understanding.
That's actually already really cool to know that the demographic is pretty split, both for age and for gender as well. I kind of had that feeling, and I've been getting that feeling already because lots of people have been commenting on my other videos. It's all sorts of people, and that's wonderful.
BTS is not your typical boy band. And why? To get a better understanding, let us go back to the beginning. BTS was created by Big Hit Entertainment, whose mission statement is music and artist for healing. The company, and namely their CEO, Bang Si-hyuk, wanted BTS to be sincere and genuine figures that people could easily relate to and grow with. Not immaculate idols groomed amid studio culture, but real boys who shared their authentic personalities and talents with the world. Which is why BTS stands for 방탄소년단, Korean for Bulletproof Boy Scouts. Bangtan meaning to be resistant to bullets, so it means to block out stereotypes, criticisms, and expectations that are aimed at adolescents like bullets, to preserve the value and ideals of today's adolescents. In 2017, BTS rebranded their name and logo representing their growth and maturity, extending the meaning to beyond the scene. The new door-inspired logo symbolizes youth who don't settle for their current reality and instead open the door and go forward to achieve growth. BTS debuted on June 12, 2013 with 7 members: RM, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook. All 7 members came from different parts of Korea. So at first, living together in a small apartment was a challenge. Their CEO, Bang Si-hyuk, created a method for the boys whenever they got into an argument.
일단 싸워도 된다. 싸움을 두려워하기 때문에 우리 갈등이 커지는 거다라고 가리키고요. 그 다음에 마지막으로는 단 해결은 7이 같이 하는 거다. 싸움은 둘이 해도 해결은 7명이 같이 해라. 하기 너무 창피한 걸로 싸움을 해도 결국 같이 와서 저희가 이런 문제를 갖고 둘이 싸웠는데 이렇게 해서 이렇게 해결했습니다라고 얘기를 하고, 그런 부분들이 이 팀의 친화력을 혹은 시너지를 강하게 만들고 있지 않나 이렇게 생각됩니다.
Over the years, the boys have come to love each other despite their difference in personalities, to the point where they'd feel incomplete with one member missing. They became each other's strength and support and formed a brotherhood.
뭔가 내 머릿속에는 옆에 멤버들이 있어야 뭔가 자연스러운 그러니까 뭔가 내 핸드폰이나 지갑처럼 없으면 불안한 그런 것들 있잖아. 생각나.
그죠. 소중하다 못해.
I mean, that's an intense statement to say that without the other members, you feel like you're missing your wallet or your cell phone. Because I think we all feel that way. How attached we feel to those things is getting stronger and stronger. So that level of just connection with the group is amazing.
불안한 그런 것들 있잖아. 생각나.
그죠. 소중하다 못해. 없으면 안 될 사람들이긴 하죠. 왜냐면은 넘어져도 저 혼자 일어나는 게 아니라 그냥 같이 일어난 거니까.
좀 생각을 해보면 이런 7명이 어떻게 모였을까라는 생각이 들어요, 이제는. 네. 오래 지냈다고 해서 될 문제는 아니에요. 어떻게 보면은 운명인 것 같아요. 네. 되게 유치하지만 그냥 운명이었던 거예요, 이거는. 네.
Their climb to the top may seem sudden to those who didn't follow their journey, but it was far from a walk in the park. BTS's company, Big Hit Entertainment, started off small and faced numerous hardships, even coming close to bankruptcy. Since Big Hit wasn't a large company at that time, they lacked the resources for promoting BTS. Even getting the chance to debut was a fluke. Their debut performance opportunity came about because a music show needed a filler for someone else's spot. Even after they debuted, their performances would often get cut, and if they did make it on air, their screen time was very short since Big Hit didn't have the power or influence bigger companies had over broadcasts. Since they were often not invited to a lot of big variety shows, the company found their own way to communicate with their audience through platforms such as YouTube. By vlogging their journey, they allowed us to discover their personalities. They also created their own variety shows and often live streamed with fans. They honed their crafts for hours on end, practicing in the dance studio and producing music, returning home at dawn to all sleep in one bedroom. 2 years of hard work and not knowing where they'd end up, they finally won their first music show award. Yet, as they grew in popularity, they were falsely accused of sajegi, which is when a company buys their own artist albums to boost sales for the charts. That's because people couldn't believe a group from a small company was selling well, ignoring the fact that a small company wouldn't have the resources to pull off such a scam.
Yeah, other bands have been accused of that over the years, and but exactly what she just said, that's really odd that people would accuse them of that because they came from a small group. That's usually something that, or a small record company, because record companies usually don't do that unless they have the resources to do that. So you'd have to have a big company that's really trying to push a new artist, and maybe it's not working, so they buy up the albums themselves, which is just a very, it's not a good strategy. But being accused of that is kind of bad, especially when you're a group that's working as hard as they are to get going. Yeah, that I imagine that was awful.
Ignoring the fact that a small company wouldn't have the resources to pull off such a scam. These were just a few of their hardships and struggles. I created a separate video highlighting their past hardships. I'll link that in my description box. Throughout the years, BTS were able to reach impressive milestones while continuing to sing in Korean. They shattered cultural language barriers with music and attracted an international audience. They grew organically by staying true to themselves while building a genuine connection with their fans from around the world. During an era where streaming numbers have gone up and traditional album sales have gone down, BTS has become an industry anomaly. Their latest album, Map of the Soul 7, released February 21, 2020, is the best-selling physical album of the year, and they sold over 500,000 copies in just the United States alone. The biggest kicker? Well, BTS did this without a single bundle. And what does bundle mean? Artists would bundle merchandise or concert tickets with the album's sales. For example, a copy of an artist's album, digital or physical, would be included in every t-shirt sale or ticket sold for their concert. These sales would count towards charting numbers and become an industry-wide tactic in the US to help boost sales figures and in effect climb up the Billboard charts. In a 2019 New York Times article, they said about half the 39 titles that topped the charts last year were sold as part of ticket or merchandise bundles. Without the help of bundles and driven by the power of ARMYs alone, BTS were able to beat a lot of historic records, such as Michael Jackson's 36-year record and the Beatles' 22-year record.
Man, that is those are big accolades. Yeah. I'm almost speechless. This is a fantastic video, by the way. So again, shout out to xCeleste on this. I'm going to have to line up more of her videos to watch.
Michael Jackson's 36-year record and the Beatles' 22-year record. While these musical acts are famous around the world, Suga has said it's a great honor to be called the Beatles of the 21st century. At the same time, it's a bit pressuring to be called that. We are BTS. We want to be the BTS of the 21st century. The members
It's good too, though, that they're not. They all seem very humble, but it's good that they're not calling themselves that someone else called them that. Because there's just this like weird long history of people comparing themselves to the Beatles, and then their bands or groups not doing well. So that's like, yeah, you don't want to do that. But obviously, like again, everything I see, they're super humble people. So it's just other people making that comparison, and even in that statement he was saying that makes me a little nervous because that adds a lot of pressure.
We want to be the BTS of the 21st century. The members themselves have always been involved in their music and engaged with their fans, even before they officially debuted. From their debut album, Too Cool for School, in 2013 to their most recent Map of the Soul 7, all 7 members have contributed as either writers and/or producers on every album. All of BTS are associate members of the Korea Music Copyright Association, and as of August 2020, J-Hope, Suga, and RM were all promoted to full members of the association. They even create music that's released for free on SoundCloud as gifts to their fans. Much of their work touches on subjects like
That's cool. I'm gonna have to check out those SoundClouds, and some of you have mentioned that, so that I really got to check out some of those SoundCloud songs. That's amazing. That's such a cool thing to do.
on SoundCloud as gifts to their fans. Much of their work touches on subjects like mental health, youth and female empowerment, child abuse, cyberbullying, self-love and development, and socio-economic injustices. Much of their work is also inspired by past writers and thinkers. Their latest series, Map of the Soul, incorporates psychological concepts by Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung. BTS is not afraid to use their platform to amplify underrepresented voices and issues, taking numerous risks with their career while receiving backlash from people in power. BTS are also as charitable as they are talented. Throughout the years, members have been donating individually and as a group. BTS rarely publicize donations, so fans often find out about them if media organizations uncover the details. One of BTS's few public announcements was in November 2017 for their Love Myself campaign. They partnered with UNICEF to create a campaign aimed at protecting children and teenagers from around the world, with the hope of making the world a better place through music. BTS and their company, Big Hit Entertainment, pledged 500 million Korean won and donated 3% of the income from the sales of physical albums of the Love Yourself series, along with 6 other fundraising initiatives, including the Love Myself merchandise, where 100% of its proceeds were pledged to the cause. The Love Yourself series, which contained 3 albums total, sold over 7 million copies worldwide. On September 24, 2018, BTS was invited to deliver a speech about the Love Myself campaign at the United Nations General Assembly. On January 15, 2020, Formula E announced their partnership with BTS to help combat climate change. On June 3rd, 2020, BTS tweeted their support for Black Lives Matter. A few days later, Variety reported that BTS and Big Hit Entertainment had donated $1 million to support the Black Lives Matter movement. When ARMYs got wind of the news, they matched their $1 million donation in one day. Now, these are just a couple.
Man, again, I know they're going to go over more of that, but the charitable stuff is amazing. And again, it just speaks to who these guys are as people. And doing it anonymously is huge, too. I mean, that makes a big difference. And it really shows that you're trying to do it without the notoriety. And years ago, my mom actually worked for a company called the Starlight Foundation. And they're a lot like the Make-A-Wish Foundation. They're pretty much the same thing, where they grant wishes to children that are terminally ill. And so she got to work with a lot of people to try to make their children's dreams come true, like come, do an event or have them meet a celebrity or something like that. And there were a number of celebrities that used to do that would do it anonymously. They weren't looking for notoriety. They weren't looking for any of that. They were just trying to give back. And it's so amazing to hear that they're doing that as well.
$1 million donation in one day. Now, these are just a couple of their acts of charity. With their socially conscious music, BTS created a new fandom culture that brings together fans from different national and racial identities. This led to the emergence of bilingual ARMY volunteers who translated BTS Korean lyrics and videos in their language almost real time, making the content immediately available to non-Korean speakers. We may all speak different languages, but their music and their message connected people from around the world, with different ethnicities, background, gender, and age. BTS has also expressed their love and respect for ARMY countless of times, such as always mentioning them first during speeches, responding to fans on their social media app Weverse, showing their appreciation for ARMY projects, halting rehearsals for the Muslim prayers in Saudi Arabia. The youngest member, Jungkook, even got the fandom name tattooed on his hand. Together with ARMY, they grew as individuals and as artists.
저는 굳이 영향력을 주는 거창한 것에 안 원하고 그냥 저희를 보는 분들이 행복하고 웃을 수 있다면 그걸로.
팬이란 게 진짜 뭘까 막 이런 생각을 가끔 많이 하거든요. 결국 그 사람들 때문에 저희가 무대에 서는 거라서 그 봐주는 사람들을 위해서 노래를 하고 무대를 하는 거기 때문에 결국 우리는 그 사람들한테 진짜 감사해야 되고 무대 하나하나에 최선을 다해야 되고.
간단하게 얘기해서는 가수를 하고 있는 어떤 제일 중요한 이유인 것 같아요. 저는 뭐 방송 활동도 물론 싫지 않지만 진짜 콘서트는 그냥 제가 이 방탄소년단을 하고 있는 이유가 맞는 것 같아요.
참 다행히도 내가 원래
I'm just saying it now. I definitely got to go to one of their shows. I'm sure it's impossible to get tickets, but I'm going to have to try because, man, like the energy that looks like that is coming off of those audiences is amazing. And them talking about how much they want to connect with the audience and how the audience is such a big part of what they do. That's why, in a weird way, that's why they're so good at this, is because they want to connect, and connection is what takes like a good band and makes them great, is being able to connect with people.
참 다행히도 내가 원래 하고 싶었던 이 메시지 하고 싶었던 음악들을 하고 있어서 참 다행이라고 생각을 해요. 그러기 때문에 되게 그렇게 살고 있는 것 같아요. 긍정적인 에너지를 주죠. 일단 이 일을 좋아하는 거, 이 일을 사랑하고 너무 좋아하는 게 저에게 큰 영향을 주는 것 같아요. 왜냐면 이 일을 하기 싫고 실증이 나고 하면은 무대 위에서도 나타나기 때문에 이 일을 굉장히 사랑하기 때문에 내가 무대 위에서 퍼포먼스를 할 수 있고 노래를 할 수 있는 것 같아요.
계속 와서 응원해주는 모습, 그리고 이렇게 저희를 진심으로 좋아해주는 그런 표정들, 힘들 때 그런 표정들이 저에게 더 힘을 주는 것 같아서
저희를 알아봐 주신 여러분들이라면 여러분의 꿈이 아니더라도 여러분의 삶, 여러분의 인생에 언젠가 저희의 존재가, 저희의 음악이, 저희의 무대가, 저희의 사진, 영상이 여러분한테 아주 조금이라도 아픔이 100이라면 그 100을 99, 98, 97로 만들어줄 수 있다면 그걸로 저희의 존재의 가치는 충분합니다. 정말 사랑합니다.
Their love for ARMY has also helped them decide on re-signing another 7-year contract with Big Hit Entertainment. They mentioned doing it for their fans and not for money. So, while people often discredit BTS's talent, likening their popularity to superficial aspects that come with the image of a boy band, it is their development of personalities and sincerity towards their art and their fans that made their fandom the size and reach that it has become. I hope people will come to realize that BTS is more than just their singing and their dancing skills. They're not just performers, but artists who have healed and inspired millions of people around the world. For a deeper dive into BTS, please refer to these websites, apps, and ARMY accounts to stay updated. We're also working on more video projects and a website, so stay tuned.
That was This Is BTS, an introduction to BTS, part 1 by xCeleste. Man, that was fantastic. Again, shout out to xCeleste because that was very concise, very well put together. So please check out her stuff. As another YouTuber and content creator, I want to make sure that she gets credit for that entire video. So I will provide links below to her stuff. But that was very informative. That really helped shape a lot of the things I've been thinking about for BTS across the board. It gave a little more insight kind of into how they got started. And again, xCeleste did a great job of creating a narrative and building a story of what's been happening to them over the last few years, which was really helpful, but in a very digestible manner where you can understand it very easily. And I really liked the understanding that they've done donations, understanding that not only they came from a small company, but some of the hardships they've gone through. I'm really going to have to start watching more of her content because that was really helpful for understanding the group. And I really want to have a good understanding of this group before I continue on. So I might do 1 or 2 more of these before I dive back into their music, just because, again, it's so informative, but it really helps build the full picture of not only what they've been up to musically, but who they are as people. And they did say in this video, and I do know from some of the other videos, that they kind of got started around the 2013 year. So, I mean, they've already been a band for 7 or 8 years now. So that's a good long time. And, or maybe it was album release in 2013. Please let me know kind of when they formed. But I think that was around the time that she said in this video. I do want to check out some of her videos that maybe dive even further into like who they are as individuals, because I just keep getting little sort of snippets of who each member is and a little about them, but I may also check out that other video as well of who is BTS, even if it's a little dated. I really want to dive into each member so I can understand what they bring to the table, because it seems like they all bring kind of a unique sound and a unique style to the table, which is so awesome. And I don't know who, because they kind of said in this, would pass them off as being just a boy band or something like that, because it doesn't take more than like a cursory overview of what's been going on with them to realize this isn't some weird fluke. This isn't anything like that. This is huge. And what they've been doing is just so important to people. And man, I am really into this, because one of my favorite things, I think I mentioned this in one of the other videos, is I am into bands and groups that are dedicated to their craft. Just all out dedication. And that's what these guys have done. Knowing where they came from. Again, in this video, they said living in a small place, all of them just so they could, get the band going, get the group going, having to go through doing small shows or not getting much airtime. And then weirdly getting accused of having their record company buy albums, which again seems so weird, because that's a tactic big record companies would use, and they weren't part of a big record company. So I'm going to assume that never happened, because that doesn't make any sense. Well, thank you so much for this recommendation and all the wonderful comments too. Everybody who's been commenting on my BTS videos has just been amazing, and thank you so much for being patient while I'm learning more about the group, before I dive more into the music. And I might even just sort of go back and try to start from, closer to the beginning of their music. And honestly, when I listen to their stuff, I wish I could just I honestly wish I just didn't even have a day job so I could just sit here with you guys and listen from the beginning. Like, that actually sounds absolutely amazing. So I will start reacting in the, in my time to get through some of these sort of more about the band videos, but I'll jump back into their music pretty soon here too, because I'm real excited to check out more stuff. Thank you so much for this recommendation. If you haven't subscribed, please do that. I'm going to be checking out more BTS, some other pop groups, and maybe some more K-pop groups, as well as rap and hip hop. And if you have any more recommendations on videos I should react to that are about learning about BTS, add those in the comments below. And I will catch you in my next reaction video.